And welcome to the Friendly Fire Podcast, where we have the comic enthusiast, Mr. Breen, once again. How are you doing today?
It's definitely been a weekend. I've only
Yep.
had a one-day weekend this time, so I'm making the most of it.
Very nice.
I guess my highlight is I beat Gil in Street Fighter Third Strike Arcade, so
Very nice.
I'm kind of proud of myself.
I have a friend who comes over when they play D&D, and he's a big Third Strike fan, so we've been playing that a lot. But not this Monday, because Bengals Steelers Monday Night Prime Time. Let's go!
Once again, sorry to hear that, because Bengals are the Bengals, and especially when they have a bigger spotlight on them, they have what I like to call the Charlie Brown effect.
Pretty much.
They're going to kick the football this time, I swear.
Anyway, let's get into what is on Thursday this week, the Game Awards. And what we're going to do is we're going to do our predictions, and we're actually going to vote as well.
Fair enough. I mean, I'll probably stick to mostly the big categories since this is more your thing, but I will definitely provide moral support.
Okay, cool. All right, let's just start with best esports team. All right, you ready?
Sure.
No one cares. Let's move on.
Well, that was easy.
Yep. All right, now let's move on to best esports player. This gets interesting because I also don't care. Next.
I'd say it'd be really weird if you gave a shit about the esports player but not team.
Best esports game. Well, whatever. We'll vote on this one. Rocket League.
You might care about that. Well, at least one of them is probably something you care about.
Rocket League, League of Legends, Dota 2, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, and Overwatch.
Oh, that I was kind of expecting PUBG to be on there.
Yeah, I'm voting Overwatch. Well, I'm gonna click it right now.
Okay.
Cool. That category means nothing. Trending gamer. I don't know if you know any of these YouTubers. Got some dude from Able Gamers, Steven Sploon. Some dude who does speedruns. This category doesn't matter either. I'm voting Andrea Renee because she's on Kinda Funny. But I heard that Dr. Disrespect's probably gonna win. Do you have the site up?
I do not. Do you have a link?
Yeah, I'll send you a link. Just follow with me. Just scroll to the very bottom and then scroll up.
Okay.
And that way you can kind of follow and get some kind of visual of what I'm talking about instead of just listening to me rant. Here you go. Just scroll to the very bottom.
Okay.
Wait till
Very
you,
bottom, you said?
when you get to trending gamer.
Okay. Keep going.
All right. Are you at best student game? I don't care about that. All right, let's go to best indie game. You there?
Yeah, feel free. I'll play catch up.
Okay, so with best indie game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside of the traditional publisher system, you got Pyre, Night in the Woods, Cuphead, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Hellblade. Did you get to see any of Cuphead yet?
Very small snippets.
It's really good. This categories, it belongs to Cuphead, but I could see Hellblade winning it. Hellblade's this game that everybody's raging about right now. Well, not right now, when it first came out. It's made by Ninja Theory.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's almost like a double A game. It's not an indie game, and it is categorized as an indie game, but it has a pretty big budget. And it's all about like mental illness and stuff.
I heard of that one. I actually kind of wanted to pick it up, but
I bought it.
maybe at some point.
When I heard about it, I bought it. That has a good chance to win, but Cuphead should win. That game's fucking awesome. Most anticipated. Red Dead Redemption 2, Monster Hunter World, Marvel Spider-Man, God of War, or Last of Us Part 2. Now this one you can vote on.
Yeah, that one actually can.
What do you think?
Probably Last of Us 2.
Over Spider-Man?
I mean, I love Spider-Man, but there's still like a 25% chance it might faceplant. Because Spider-Man hasn't had a very good video game history necessarily, especially in the last few years. This one looks very promising. I'm very excited for it. But it's The Last of Us 2.
It's The Last of Us 2. My vote is Last of Us 2. My prediction is Red Dead Redemption.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's cool too, I guess.
My reasoning for that is because I think Red Dead appeals to a larger audience, particularly people who don't have a PS4.
Well, wait, hold on a second. Now this brings up a question. Are you voting for what you want to win or what you think is going to win?
I'm voting for what I want to win, and I'm predicting what I think is going to win.
Okay, gotcha.
I voted Last of Us because that is my most anticipated game. If Monster Hunter wins, I'm gonna be fucking pissed because I'm so sick of Monster Hunter, and this game doesn't look that much better than all the others.
There's no way Monster Hunter is going to win in comparison to those. It's just not going to happen.
So it brings up an interesting fact that everything I've seen of God of War is starting to get a little scary. It has a Mass Effect Andromeda like feel to it. Like, I don't think this game's gonna be that great. I think it's gonna be good, not great.
Was like the animation's horrible or something?
Gameplay just doesn't look that impressive.
Okay.
But we'll see. I don't know. That's just me. Best multiplayer for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and MMOs. Fortnite, Call of Duty World War II, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Destiny 2, and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Okay, I have a big problem with one of these games being here, and it's not PUBG. I'm actually voting for PUBG, if you can believe that.
I'm gonna guess you're gonna say COD.
No, I don't have a problem with that being there. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe does not belong on that list. That game should be disqualified.
Why?
Because it came out 3 years ago. It's a port.
Oh, so it's a port?
Yeah, like, what is that doing here? Like, they didn't add that much. So, like, that game...
They needed another game to fill the spot, I guess? I don't know.
No, that's the problem. They have 6 games. They're only supposed to have 5, but they have 6 because of a tie.
Oh. I don't know.
I don't know. Fortnite, I have a lot... Stefan hates Fortnite. Call of Duty...
Never heard of it.
It's a free-to-play game, and it's really funny because they actually got in trouble because they stole PUBG's game mode and made it free, and like PUBG's like we're not cool with that. Like that's actually kind of shitty. Call of Duty's Call of Duty, whatever. Splatoon 2 is a kind of a boring game. Destiny I hate, and Mario Kart shouldn't even belong in there. And PUBG is the most popular game on Steam right now, so it should be PUBG. Okay. Best sports racing game, I don't care. Like, we're not even going to vote on this one.
Where's that Madden, though?
What? Madden's not.
That?
You have Forza and NBA, which are microtransaction-riddled nightmares. Project Cars 2, which most people don't even know is a game. Gran Turismo, which hasn't been relevant since, like, the late 90s. FIFA, which is an EA game that I will not vote for. And Pro Evolution Soccer that has the Konami, sorry, his name on it. I don't care about any of these. Cool. We're moving on. Best strategy game. Best game focused on RTS or turn-based strategy gameplay, regardless of platform. XCOM 2, Tooth and Tail, Total War, Warhammer 2, Halo Wars 2, and Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I haven't played a lot of these. I played Total War at E3. It's Total War. I'm actually going to vote for Mario Rabbids because that game is so much more fun than it deserves to be. Think of like Mario with XCOM.
Okay.
That's awesome. So, my prediction though is that Total War wins. Halo Wars shouldn't win. It's kind of a cliche category. Best family game. Splatoon 2, Sonic Mania, Mario and Rabbids, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and Super Mario Odyssey.
Gee, I wonder which one's going to win that.
Mario Odyssey is gonna win. I'm gonna vote for Sonic Mania. That game, like, still.
Really?
Yeah. Number one, I think it's.
I've never even heard of that game. Why? Oh wait, no, that's the fan developed one, right?
Yeah. Number one, This category is stupid. It's really dumb.
Why?
Best family game, like. What are you talking about? Like, have more specific... For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Zelda doesn't fit that. Cuphead doesn't fit that. Like, what are you talking about? And all these games are Nintendo dominated except for one. Like, it's a stupid category. And you'll see later on there's a category that Mario's in that it doesn't belong, and this is why I wish there was a platformers category. Even if Mario was going to dominate it, it's better than having this. I don't know. I'm voting for Sonic because...
I don't know. I guess family is a genre just sort of like science fiction is. Yeah, a lot of times it is.
I disagree with you there. An animated film is no longer a family film. It's an animated film.
No. Okay, calling an animated film a family film is stupid. But, you know, a lot of, like, a lot of cartoons or even like Angels in the Outfield and shit, that's a family film.
Is that a family film?
Yes, that is a family film.
A G-rated film is a family. That movie gets pretty dark.
No, that one's PG, but that's something that a family can watch. It's sure as hell a lot better than a lot of stuff being put out now. Like, I'm not saying that it can be a pretty nebulous thing. Like, but you can kind of classify it usually.
That whole idea of a family genre is bullshit. Like,
I think it's a good idea because especially if you're trying to find a game that the E for everyone, like how about best E for everyone rating game then? How about that? Something like that would be nice.
I don't think Splatoon 2's E-rated. I think it's E10 or something. Like,
there's an E10.
Don't have that category.
I didn't even know there was an E10. Jesus.
Yeah, no, I completely disagree. I think that's a stupid category.
I think it's kind of a cool thing if it's like what I like the idea of. I know Nintendo's mostly a family console or whatever.
Are they? That's the
rep. That is the rep.
Shit like
is that everyone can play their games.
I get it, but not everyone can play Metroid. So well. Metroid's all about a bounty hunter who has to kill off an alien race. Like,
yeah, but hey, guess what? Your entire platform isn't founded on Metroid. It's founded on Mario, which is the most like best-selling game ever for everybody.
I get it. This shouldn't be a category. This should be best platformer.
I would be cool with a best platformer, but I'm fine with a best family game.
Oh.
I like the idea of it. I like the spirit.
The idea is dumb. The idea is dumb. It doesn't accomplish anything. The winner of this doesn't... Like, what are you actually, like, winning? You were the best game that was tailored to 5-year-olds who could play with their parents. And now, Greg Miller on his prediction said something really funny. He said it should be Mario Kart. He's like, you know why it should be Mario Kart? Because you can play with your shitty kids and beat the shit out of them. And I was like... Again, my opinion on Mario Kart is that game should be disqualified, but I hate this category. I hate it, and a lot of it is because Sonic Mania would actually have a chance in Best Platformer, and it's not because the fucking Mario Odyssey's here. Mario Kingdom Battle?
Mario Odyssey's gonna wipe the floor of just about everything anyway.
Maybe. Splatoon 2 is not a family game. It just looks like a family game. What families are playing that game together? Like, I
don't know. You'd be surprised.
No, let's move on. I can't. Best family game, stupid. All right, best fighting game. This one's gonna get a little heated. You and I are gonna fight over this one a little bit. Tekken 7, Nidhogg 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
It's not gonna get heated because I don't give a shit about any of these.
Well, hold on. Injustice 2 and ARMS. You do care about Injustice.
I haven't played Injustice. The only reason I kind of want to play it's a story mode, but like I that's not my franchise. I didn't really care about the first one. I just heard this one was kind of cool.
We sold when I was at GameStop, we sold so much of the first game. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe how popular that game was. And I told people like I told like it's not like Arkham. This is a fighting game. Like, oh, I know.
Yeah, and guess what? It put out like an insanely popular comic too.
You know
people love that comic apparently.
You know what my biggest problem with Injustice is?
Sure,
Number one, it's made by Ed Boon, and he purposely makes some characters better than others, which pisses me off. He's openly said that. He's like, Aquaman's my favorite character, and he's going to be the best character in the game. I'm like, fuck! Number two, everybody's on this game's balls. I played it. I didn't think it was that impressive. I thought Tekken 7 was very impressive.
Yeah, Tekken 7 was cool. You know what I like about Ed Boon games lately?
Huh.
They're not necessarily... I like his story modes. Because he does put some good effort behind them in a way where you look at something like MVCI's first 10 minutes of their story mode,
garbage.
And that is garbage. And the fact that it's even in here... Well, actually, you know what? I've seen some of the fighting mechanics. The fighting mechanics are fine. And I guess it's going for best fighting game, maybe. It sure shit isn't going to win. It shouldn't win.
It shouldn't win. No, not a chance. It's between Tekken and Injustice. ARMS, I hated. I played it at E3, and I'm like, there's no way in hell. This is definitely like
I can't take that game seriously. No. I would say Tekken 7. Yeah, I'd say
I would too. But here's my argument against Tekken 7 is it's not that much different than the other Tekkens. It's just the best Tekken.
Yeah, but when you have a long-running franchise at that point, isn't that kind of hard to keep on evolving?
Ask Street Fighter. They do a very good job of that. Better or worse half the time.
Sure, it took them a while to put some content into that game, though.
One argument I heard was like, Injustice had a better story. And this is where like I want to get the little heat with you is I think story modes and fighting games are nothing but irrelevant. They have.
I would agree. I would agree for the most part because I think MVCI would have been so much better if they didn't do a story mode.
I don't have a problem with MVC having a story mode. My problem is that
I have a problem with it because I think if they would have taken those resources they put into a story mode and made a decent looking fighting game, I think they wouldn't have undersold as bad as they did.
Yeah, but we have that. It's called Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah, and I love Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Give me more of that.
I agree. I wish you could have put. If you're not going to give us a story, give us more DLC. Keep that game going because people love that game, and it's still a great game. But like this game is fun. Just like I was playing Tekken 7's story, I'm like, I don't care. And I was playing Injustice's story, and I'm like, this story is great, but I'm not playing through this. Like, I don't. No. My vote is to Tekken. I'm going to be mad if Injustice wins, but that's my prediction.
I would imagine how story mode should be treated is that they should be a cherry on top of a game. Because your core should be the fighting mechanics. You need to make a good fighting game to make sure you want to work your way through that story. And then, at the end of the day, if you want to add on a short little fighting story mode that's fun, go for it. Or maybe do, I don't know, maybe don't do a cinematic fighter. Maybe have the arcade be your story mode where you have like an opening story scene with a character, a mid-story scene, and a final boss story scene. That could be kind of cool.
Fair. I don't know. Like when we play Smash, when we play fighting games in a party, or when we play fighting games for real, the story's the last thing we care about. The mechanics are what matter. Street Fighter story could be whatever. As long as the mechanics are great, it's a good game. But
Street Fighter doesn't even need a story.
No, Street Fighter's like the deeper you've gotten into Street Fighter, don't you like get the hype behind it? Like why it's so good?
I like the fighting mechanics, and I mean like
you're learning.
There's like one character story who I kind of dig, but like there is no narrative crux to why like all those fighters are there for that particular entry. It's just like, hey, we thought these would be really cool fighters to pit against each other. We don't give a fuck how they actually interact and meet with each other. They're just gonna be really cool for a fighting game. It's like, okay, fair. You have your priorities right.
Mm-hmm. No, games like Street Fighter are why I hated games like Mortal Kombat Deception, like that just have garbage mechanics, in my opinion. But
yeah, I still love Mortal Kombat.
Well, that's another day. We'll have to re-record it. All right, let's move on.
Re-recording, you mean?
Yeah. Best role-playing game: South Park: The Fractured But Whole, Final Fantasy 15, Divinity: Original Sin 2, Nier Automata, and Persona 5. So, I can make a case for all 5 of these. Well, but we'll just start from the bottom. South Park should not win. I beat it last week. It's a great game. Stick of Truth is better. I don't know what it was. I just enjoyed Stick of Truth more, and that game deserves a nod, but that's it. Final Fantasy 15 is interesting because that game actually came out last year.
They just kind of threw Square a bone?
The rule is that the game is eligible between November 26th of last year and November 26th of this year.
Okay.
Final Fantasy came out November 29th. That game will be amazing someday. That's the problem. They released a multiplayer expansion this week. That game's got an update after update to add all this shit, and it just kind of makes me scratch your head and be like, why didn't you just wait another year and release like a full game? And that game shouldn't win. Divinity, I've heard, is amazing. Nobody knows what that game is. Nobody's played it. It's not going to win. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Nier Automata is like underground, like one of the most beloved games of this year. It's fucking awesome. I don't know if I'd call it an RPG though. That game's an action game, but the clear winner is gonna be Persona. Like that game's fucking baller, and by far the best RPG of the year. So Persona 5 is gonna win, and that's what I'm voting for. Okay, best action adventure: Uncharted: Lost Legacy, Assassin's Creed Origins, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Horizon Zero Dawn. I hate that Assassin's Creed is here. It belongs. I just fucking hate that game so much. Whatever. Uncharted doesn't belong there. A great game. It's DLC. It's not good enough to win. Mario Odyssey. This is my problem. Mario Odyssey doesn't belong here.
Yeah, I figured that's what you were referring to.
That's why I wanted a platformers category.
Oh yeah, I'm all for the. How the hell is there not a platforming category?
I don't know. Then it comes down to Zelda and Horizon, and this is where it gets interesting because I'm actually going to vote for Horizon. And I also think Horizon is going to win, and a lot of that just comes down to the fact that Horizon's not going to win Game of the Year. People are going to vote when it gets to Game of the Year vote.
So Horizon's going to win because of a pity vote, is what you're telling me?
I wouldn't call it a pity vote. I'd call it an honor vote.
That's kind of a pity vote if you're not going for based off of like the merits.
Well, that's how award shows works, you know. Like
that's also why award shows are dumb.
Is it though? Moonlight won Best Picture last year, and it didn't win
based on
anything
your
else.
merit.
Are you kidding? No, because then one thing wins everything. And
hey, guess what though? If a game's that fucking good, yes, it should win everything.
Yeah, but those categories are kind of there to like, oh well. So I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you, but I'm gonna vote for Horizon because Horizon's not gonna win anything else.
My whole point behind that is it's also why the Oscars are so irrelevant right now is because they give people it because it's their time, not because it's the film that they earned it on.
And money.
That too, but a lot of times, though, it's also, it's their time. Like, Scorsese got, like, screwed over for almost 30 years on an Oscar, and as much as I love Departed, that's not the movie he should have won the Oscar for.
Get it right.
I didn't get it. Yeah.
Get it right.
Okay, Mallory was messaging me that Moonlight won other things other than Best Picture.
It won Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, Best Writing Adapted Screen, and it got nominees for a ton of other things.
Oh, wait, did you throw shade at Moonlighting and I didn't even hear that?
I said it only won one thing, but I think it was Spotlight.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, good call. Good fact check, Mal.
Hey, Mal.
I agree.
Anyway. I get those pity votes. I think it's an honor vote. I think Zelda's going to win a whole bunch of other shit.
I just think that personally, if I was Horizon Zero Dawn and I won an award just because to make myself feel better, that's sort of like the everyone gets a trophy thing. Oh, hey, everybody wins. Here's your trophy.
No,
like,
you're getting no.
Did I really deserve to beat Zelda on this? Like, that's why I just think that's if it's better than Zelda as an action adventure game, fine. I haven't played any of these games, so I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just saying the notion that Horizon should win this category because Zelda's going to win something later is a dumb argument.
I don't disagree with you. I also think it just fits. Okay, let me read a bit. For the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solve. Fuck. Horizon has better action, but Zelda has better puzzles and is both adventure games. Like, oh.
Okay, so that sounds more fair. Now you're more conflicted. That's better.
I'm still going to vote Horizon. And the reason why is because that game fits that perfectly.
There you go.
But so does Zelda.
Was that so hard to say?
Yeah, because Zelda does too. But we'll just move on. I'm voting Horizon. I predict Horizon's going to win. Okay, best action game. Very irrelevant category, but whatever. Prey, Neo, Destiny 2, Cuphead, Wolfenstein 2, and the New Colossus. Let me get this on record right now. Destiny does not deserve to win anything. Period. It's going to come up, and it should not be it. So it's between Cuphead and Wolfenstein. And I'm voting Cuphead. Even though I think Wolfenstein is an excellent game, Cuphead is a better action game. That game's nothing but action, and it's fucking awesome. So,
okay.
I also predict that Cuphead will win. Best VR game, I don't care. Okay, well, actually, let's talk about it real quick. Super Hot, Star Trek Bridge Crew, Lone Echo, Echo Arena, Farpoint, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard. You know where my vote's going and why.
Star Trek Bridge Crew, right?
No!
that one actually sounds kind of cool. I'm not going to lie.
So, I have Resident Evil 7. I finally bought it on Black Friday. I'm going to play it.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to play it in VR. It's going to be the only game I play in VR this year. Even though I haven't played it, I have enough friends who did play it in VR. Brian did, and I played Super Hot in VR. Great. Resident Evil 7's like on another league, though.
I'd imagine so.
So I'm voting Resident Evil.
But you get to be like a captain in Star Trek. That's like
who fucking
really
cares?
Cool.
Who fucking cares? Let's move on. Best handheld game: Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World, Monster Hunter Stories, Metroid: Samus Returns, Ever Oasis, and Fire Emblem Heroes.
Wow.
Metroid's gonna dominate. I kind of want Ever Oasis to win.
Like, Nintendo has a monopoly on the...
Oh yeah, all 5 of these are 3DS games.
Now, here's something kind of game breaking, but could a Switch game
I was
be a
thinking
handheld?
that. I was thinking that could Switch games be on this cat? They're gonna have to change it next year because there's gonna be no 3DS games, and they're gonna have to do a different category.
I mean, like, you arguably could have put Zelda and Mario Odyssey on that
I
one.
agree. I think this category is dumb too. So
Well, I don't think it's necessarily dumb. I just think that the Switch definitely broke their criteria probably for it.
which I'm fine with. Like their next episode, by the way, I gotta talk about how wrong I was about the Switch.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, next best mobile game. I don't care. I hate mobile games. It's gonna go to Fire Emblem. Let's just leave it at that. Next.
Okay.
Best ongoing game. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content. Basically, games that have built themselves long after their release date.
That's really ironic Destiny 2 found its way onto there given
Yeah,
recent
I know.
controversy. That's hysterical.
Warframe, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, GTA Online, Destiny 2, PUBG.
That's not bad.
I would give it to Grand Theft Auto if I cared about playing Grand Theft Auto online. I'm going to give it to Overwatch, and that's just straight bias, and also because this category doesn't really mean anything.
That one's kind of okay.
I could have Overwatch win, PUBG no, because the game's not fucking out yet, and Rainbow Six Siege. But nope, no Destiny's getting my vote, so I'm voting Overwatch. Anyway. Games for impact. This is interesting. For a thought-provoking game with a profound pro-social meaning or message. Please Knock on My Door, Night in the Woods, Life is Strange, Bury Me My Love, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Hellblade. I've only played 2 of these. Life is Strange is my favorite of them. Hellblade should win. That mental illness theme that like goes throughout the game is just. I mean, how do you fuck with that?
No comment since I haven't played it. At some point I will, though.
It should be on sale on Steam. All right, we're voting Hellblade and moving on. I want to get to the nitty gritty. Best performance. Melina Juergens from Hellblade, the main character. Laura Bailey as Nadine Ross from Uncharted. She's the villain from 4. I know you've watched a couple videos on who she is.
Okay.
She's the black chick with the big hair.
Mm-hmm.
Does a really good job. Claudia Black is Chloe Frazier, also from Uncharted.
Brian, I was just like fixated on like how intimidating Juergens' photo is in Hellblade. Like that's like super intimidating.
Agreed. Brian Bloom, Wolfenstein is BJ Blazkowicz, and Ashley Birch is Aloy's Horizon Zero Dawn. Ashley Birch should win. She does a really good job.
Okay.
I will just leave it at that. Melina will probably win, but Ashley Birch should win. Okay, best audio design. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Destiny 2, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Resident Evil 7, Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey. Destiny shouldn't win. Resident Evil I could see a claim because of how good the sound design is for that. That shouldn't win. Zelda shouldn't win. It's between Hellblade and Mario.
Okay.
And I'm gonna vote Hellblade. The way like voices like talk to you while you're playing the game if you have a headset and they're like it is like having like schizophrenia and like hearing shit that's not there and like struggle, and it's crazy how accurate that is in a headset, like how it's all coming from all over the place and you can't really pinpoint where it is. Obviously I don't know what that sounds like in person, but it made me believe it. Yeah, so I'm voting Hellblade. I hope Mario wins, but I'm okay with that one winning. Best score and music for outstanding music of score, original song, and licensed soundtrack. So all of the above. Destiny 2, Cuphead, Nier Automata, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Persona 5. Destiny shouldn't win. Cuphead shouldn't win. Zelda should definitely not win. Nier has a chance. Mario Odyssey probably should win, but I want Persona 5 to win.
Okay.
The game soundtrack is fucking... Well... Actually, I'm going to vote Mario. Persona 5's is just a soundtrack. Its actual, like, scores aren't as, like, epic as Mario's, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with Mario. Best art direction. For outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Destiny 2, Cuphead, Breath of the Wild, Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn. This should be a no-brainer, and that's Cuphead. A 1930s action-adventure game. Like, done. Like, we don't even need to discuss it. I want Persona to win, but Cuphead should win. All right. 3 more. Best narrative or best story. What Remains of Edith Finch, Nier Automata, Hellblade, Wolfenstein, Horizon Zero Dawn. Ugh, I don't know about this one. I'm actually shocked Persona's not on there. I'm gonna say Hellblade doesn't win because it's too short. I'm gonna say
Isn't it like a 3-hour game or something?
It's like 7.
Oh, okay.
I think Horizon has a chance. Actually, Horizon's story is like one of the most underrated stories I've ever played in a game. Like that game's story, like it got so much deeper and better, and that doesn't happen with games. Usually, it starts off balls to the walls and gets worse, and then gets better again. It just kept building, and like it's so much deeper than you'd expect. I could see it winning. I kind of want Nier to win. Tim Geddes said on his Kind of Funny thing that he doesn't think enough people played it to vote for it, but the people who did are going to vote for it. That story's fucking awesome, and it's made by the guys who did Bayonetta from Platinum Games. I'm voting Nier. Like, that game is fucking awesome. Okay. Best Game Direction. Awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Wolfenstein 2, Resident Evil 7, Legend of Zelda, Mario Odyssey, Horizon Zero Dawn. Resident Evil 7 is an interesting bit there, because that actually does have a chance. Think about it. How much they had to change the direction of Resident Evil to get back on track.
Yeah, it's admirable. Not going to happen.
I don't see it winning either. I don't see Wolfenstein winning. I don't see Mario winning. Horizon has a slight chance. This one goes to Zelda.
I think it's going to Nintendo either way.
It's going to Zelda. So I'm going to vote that. And
I'm pretty sure Nintendo's going to sweep these awards.
Well, this is where it gets. This is the last one, and this is where the argument really comes. Game of the Year. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. I'm going to read that again. Recognizing a game that deserves the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Super Mario Odyssey, and The Legend of Zelda.
See, I remember very specifically having 2 conversations with you, not necessarily recorded, but about Zelda and Mario being 2 of the best games you've ever played.
That stands.
So, kind of find it really, given how much of an impact they seem to have had on the Switch, and how much everyone across the board seems to love those 2 games, I would find it very shocking if Nintendo did not take one of those. Whether it's Zelda or Mario, hell if I know. I haven't played a single one of these games. But Nintendo's going to take it.
That's the problem. They could split the votes.
It could. But at the same time, I can almost guarantee you that like Zelda and Mario are both going to get more votes than PUBG and Persona 5.
Okay, so let's go into each one. Number 1, I wanted Persona 5 to get nominated. And it did. It has the least chance of winning.
Boo!
No, I mean, good for Persona 5, but there's no way it's going to win.
I don't think it's going to win.
Unless it pulls a Walking Dead, which would be kind of funny.
That was crazy. I love Persona 5. Persona 5 was one of my favorite games that I've ever played. Like, it was awesome. I have not put 80 hours into a game in years, and I did it for this. I don't think I ever will again. Other than Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't think I'll ever put that time into a game again. I just don't think enough people played it, and I think it's more of like we're happy to be here, but this is like, if this came out last year, if any of these games came out last year, they would have won.
Because last year was pretty weak, wasn't it?
Last year was okay. The 2014 was the worst I've ever seen. And these games would clean up that year. But for this year, Persona 5 is great. I can't believe it got the nod. It stops there. That game's not beating.
So basically what it comes down to, because I don't see PUBG winning. I don't see that happening.
Well, let's talk about PUBG. So Brian is pissed because he doesn't think that PUBG belongs. A lot of people are debating if PUBG should even be there. Remember how I read that the Game of the Year description? All creative and technical fields. PUBG doesn't do good on either of those fronts. The game's not out yet. The game should be disqualified.
So it's a beta. A beta? That's going to be the first time a beta got nominated.
Well, you played it with me. What did you think?
Yeah, I played it with you. It's fun.
It's great. It's actually really good.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I probably would play it again at some point.
Here's why I'm okay with it being here. Well, it's a double-edged sword. I'm okay with it being here because it took the spot away from Assassin's Creed. It took away the spot for Destiny. Destiny probably would have gotten it, and I'm so glad that neither one of those games are even touching this. PUBG is the most popular game out right now. It can be there. I'm gonna be really fucking pissed if this game wins.
Kind of surprised Resident Evil 7 didn't take that spot.
I'm perfectly fine with that game not being there either. That game's not Game of the Year. PUBG,
I know, a lot of people seem to love it, though.
Not enough to be Game of the Year over the juggernauts that we have. This game does have a chance to win, though. And the reason why is because it's
not happening.
And here, listen to my reasoning. It's the only multiplayer game here.
So?
There are a lot of these outlets that only play multiplayer games. They're PC snobs. And this is the only one that appeals to them, and it will get votes. I know this game's going to get votes. It wouldn't have been nominated, because remember, people have to nominate before they came to these 5. All the outlets had to nominate 5 games, and this made it.
Yeah. No. I'm not debating its value, because I can see it being there. I can. I just don't. The way that I've heard the general discussion about those 2 Nintendo games have pretty much been almost universal 10s.
They are both universal 10s.
So I would find it very shocking, even if the vote is split, that both of them couldn't dwarf Persona 5 or PUBG.
What about...
The only one I'm kind of iffy on, the only one I'm sort of iffy on, because I just don't know enough about it, is Horizon. That's the only one I don't know about. That one could be a dark horse, maybe. But this is coming from a guy who knows next to nothing about the game industry. I listen to some stuff, but I don't pretend to know much about it.
We've seen crazier shit, and unfortunately it has the problem that the Oscars do, that the committee is who the committee is, and we kind of know who they are and what they're going to vote. So the weird thing is, I don't think we can rule any of these games out. If I had to vote the one guarantee that's not going to win, it's going to be Persona 5, and I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Horizon has a chance. PUBG has a chance. Horizon is an excellent game and was reviewed very well. I know people who played Horizon said it was better than Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
But
if you forced me to pick right now, I would say Mario.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's Mario.
Because it's Zelda.
I don't give a shit about Zelda.
You don't give a shit about Mario.
Give a little bit more of a shit about Mario. Well, just a tinge of... it's like, I don't know. It's one of those universal games, if you're talking about just a mass of people voting for it. Those 2 games made the Switch. The Switch, I guess in general as a console, was probably popular with people. But it had those 2 games to really sell the console. I'm sure there are a couple other ones, but when it comes down to it, I'm pretty sure just about everyone who has a Switch has one or both of those.
They do. I mean, we got Stefan. We were in the Target and hey, buy this Switch right now. It comes with Mario. He's like, all right, I have to do it.
Yeah. So
and we went to Best Buy yesterday. We went to Best Buy yesterday. And it's like, hey, you need to buy Zelda. He's like, yeah, I need to, and he bought it. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's gonna help them a lot. I know that any one of those in theory could win. The only one I just feel kind of iffy about is Horizon, just because I don't know. For PUBG, I think that, like you were saying, some of the technical side could handicap them in terms of the vote.
It's between Mario and Zelda for me, and this is going to get really weird. Number one, I have no problem with either game winning. If I hear Mario Odyssey, I'm happy. If I hear Zelda, I'm happy. My game of the year is Breath of the Wild. Okay. I hope Mario wins.
Why?
Mario Odyssey is just the game that you can hand to literally anybody. You want to talk about games that brings people together. Games that, like, sharing games with people, you don't, like, Zelda is the better game, and that's why I'm voting for it. Mario is the game that anybody could just start playing. Remember when Emily was, like, chilling on your couch? We were all just chilling. Like, here, play Mario for a bit. She played it, like, most of the way back to Cincinnati. Like, there's a magic about that game. Mallory's sitting back there, like, I bought the game. I was like, get 150 moons or you're going to have to buy this game. And she did it, and she enjoyed a lot of it. Like, it wasn't just because I told her she had to do it. Like, she was really enjoying it. This is what's also going to put me over the edge, is why I think it's better. Mario Odyssey has a better ending.
Okay.
In the story mode, like, the end scene in Mario Odyssey is fucking awesome. It pulls so many cool things that, like, you don't expect a Mario game to do. Zelda is great. Zelda is my game of the year because that is the game I put the most time in, and I, like, was most blown away. I knew Mario was going to be, like, fucking awesome, and it was. I knew Mario was going to be a 10, and it was a 10. I thought Zelda was going to be, like, an 8, and that game was just, like, unbelievable. Mario Odyssey, though, represents that, like, hey, Nintendo's back. We were wrong. This is the pinnacle. I hope it wins. But if Zelda wins, I'm fine with that too. They both deserve it. I'll be mad if PUBG wins. Horizon will make me a little upset, and Persona 5 I'll be, like, dumbfounded. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm okay with that winning. It shouldn't win.
That would be a Walking Dead repeat, but
yeah.
I would just be very shocked if it wasn't Nintendo. I mean, hey, good for Horizon or PUBG or Persona if they win. I would be very shocked since the general consensus seems to be those two games are some of the best games of all time. That's the consensus I've heard.
Oh yeah, they're gonna stand for years. And the one last thing, in Zelda and Mario there are collectibles. One of them you find shrines, and one of them you find moons. And when I beat Zelda story mode, which honestly the very end was kind of disappointing. It was fine, and the game, like, the journey was worth it. But, like, I'm still thinking about, man, I could collect moons in Mario. Or, like, the game opens up so much more in Mario when you beat it. I just don't see how that game's not... I mean, they're both perfect 10s. I'm going to talk us down to the ground. Either game deserves to win. I'm voting for Breath of the Wild. I hope Mario Odyssey wins.
Cool.
And that's our show today. I'm going to do something fun, because you recorded your bit last week, and I didn't have time to edit it. I'm actually going to post both of these tomorrow.
That, I think, is a good idea, because we didn't... Usually we both have a topic at the same time for an episode, and this one was kind of more dominated for one of us a piece.
Agreed.
That kind of fits.
Cool. Well, that was our show today, and are you going to watch the show on Thursday?
Oh, it's this Thursday?
It's this Thursday. Oh, one last thing. They just announced Kojima's going to be there to show off. He's going to have a reveal with Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, nice.
So, maybe Death Stranding. We'll
I cannot officially say that I will be watching it, but I will say if a link happens to show up, maybe I'll think about it.
You'll get a link. I'm actually going to record...
If something were to happen... in case.
I'm actually going to record our reaction during the show. We have a lot of people coming over. I didn't get to do E3 at home this year because I was there.
Uh-huh.
We're going to have a fuck ton of people over for the Game Awards. And the best part...
And your place is more equipped for it, so that's nice.
Fair. All right, well, we'll leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Friendly Fire podcast. We'll see what happens at the Game Awards, so we'll see you guys later.
Yep, see you around.